Yeah, so what connected me from agriculture and getting into blockchain, I believe my kids were, let's see, so 2012, so my kids were 12 and 10, and it was the Occupy movement, and they were asking questions, and wanted to go to the park, but they wanted to participate. They kind of understood that dad and mom were passionate about something, and there's something wrong, so my wife made, big signs for them. It's like Cookie Monster's eating 99% of the cookies. They had a Cookie Monster, little little protest signs, and go to the park and kind of had fun with it. We're not protesters really. We protest, but going to a park and just doing this, it was fun because the kids were involved. But yeah, after that day, I just went to my friend's place and walk into his apartment. And there's this loud computer, like just right in the middle where you're walking. I was, what are you doing with, what is this? He's like, well, it's called a Bitcoin miner. I'm like, bit what? He's like, well, look, there's a new system where, this computer can we're all gonna have these distributed computers, and we'll be able to be our own banks. I was like, well, that's never gonna work. No, the banks will shut that down. The government will shut that down. It's like, but that sounds incredible. There's all this talk, and there's we just came from a protest. What did that do? We had some fun, but it's really not taking any action. I'm like, I want to support that. It's not gonna work, but if this is the first, it just clicked that this. A mathematical based solution to take responsibility into our own hands to do something. I'm like, all right, this is a game changer. This is how to, I need to know more. I need to invest. I need to use this in my business. So I used it to travel around and just learn more and go to all these first Bitcoin conferences and met, beginning, I guess that was 2013, 2014, met people that are now family and friends and part of our CSX team. But the inspiration in these meetings, these high, I guess when we didn't know the limitations of what the technology or Bitcoin could give us or the world, I got goosebumps. The use cases were incredible. I learned about 2/3 of the world and the unbanked, how they just jumped, from no phones to smartphones, having access to more information than the previous president did, how this technology can empower hardworking people forming communities that just needed a little bit extra. They just needed, a way to transfer some money, a way to stake or prove that they own this land. Just the benefits that we take for granted of being able to move money around easy, or having a deed on the house so we can build some wealth. How this was going to distribute and change the entire world. And at that time, we were all innocent and pure. It's like, oh, this is going to be, Bitcoin's going to do all of it. So not being a techie, now I guess my role is a technologist, but not being a techie, I'm like, hey, I'm a good project manager. I'm going to reinvest this, and I don't trust any of these wallets out there. Let's make a wallet. That was a mistake. That was, it learned, I guess, it taught me a lot about security. Is, I guess, the reinvestment of Bitcoin into a project that didn't go anywhere made me understand all the complexities I had no idea about. And security, just instead of just from a user understanding, wow, this is incredible, it's liberating, but there's some challenges ahead to make this simple. And I thought I was a little bit smart, but it was, I think anybody that's gone through that Bitcoin evolution, I think we all felt pretty proud of ourselves if you weren't a techie or dev to figure this stuff out. So my inspiration was still, though, to use this in real world. We developed full transparency supply chain systems before, nice internet websites to track food right from a farm to an end consumer. And I just saw that this was a way to mimic the systems we built before. You know what I mean? Now you don't have to trust me. Here's a ledger. This, it never changes. History's there forever. So I was always just trying to weigh, a way to actually use the technology.